Lights on, we want that crown. We know Alf Ramsey is looking down. Just jump for joy when we score. Just listen to the England roar. Come on, England, that's what we say. May July the 11th our victory day. And make our victory day. Yep. And make our victory day. Yep. And make our victory day. Yep. We are prepared, not overwhelmed. We've got Fabio at the helm. He'll definitely guide us all the way. It's gonna be England's victory day. Come on, England, that's what we say. Make it a victory day. And make our victory day. Yep. And make our victory day. Come on, England, that's what we say. And make our victory day. Yep.
Okay, so we've seen Victory Day, and we talked a bit about yourself, and we know you've got a great interest in football, Johnny. So, 1966, 2010, South Africa. This is the Capello selection hat, Johnny. Select your team.
Select my team. I'll narrow them down a bit. I can't just pick 11.
You are Capello. You've got to put 11 people on the pitch for the first game.
I'll narrow it down to 23 like he's going to. For goalkeeper, because his consistency over the season and really having not such a good defence in front of him, I've got to go for Robert Green.
Yeah, because that's really that's the way to enhance your skills, isn't it? In a poor team.
Yes, very much so.
What about David James? He's been in possibly one of the worst teams. Why not put him as your number one?
I'd say he's the backup keeper,
right.
But Robert Green has been so consistent.
Yeah.
David James has made some spectacular saves, especially in the cup final.
Yeah.
But he is sometimes prone to some mistakes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. But like in the Mexico game, Green gave a good account of himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he atoned in the Mexico game for his sending off against Ukraine last year.
So, Green's your number one.
Yes.
Okay. So that we know who the other two are then.
Yes.
So if we move on to let's talk about fullbacks now and left side.
Well, I think your fullback has he's been very impressive just lately. Ashley Cole.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And Glenn Johnson's done no wrong. He was very, very consistent and he scored a fantastic goal in the Mexico game.
He did. Well, it just shows that sort of, and personally I think that sort of flair. He's a bit adventurous, which can be a double-edged sword, but when he scores goals like that, it's that sort of goal that makes a difference, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So we've got an Ashley Cole, yeah. So he's come on a lot, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So where do you think he's sort of developed over this season?
It's a big improvement. If he could stay fit consistently all the time, he would be a player of world class.
Yeah, and another good attacking fullback.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, in between them, there's been lots of debates about who should be in between the two fullbacks. What's your opinion there?
Well, Rio Ferdinand's got to play because he's appointed the captain anyway. So just hope he'll deliver, in the month that we're out there in South Africa.
Yeah. And has he got the personality to lead the England side?
Yes, I think so now. Yes.
Yeah. Does he compare with, dare we mention his name, the great Bobby Moore who led us to victory in 1966?
Well, the good thing is he started with West Ham.
Yeah.
Which is the West Ham connection to 1966.
We might have a link there then.
Yes.
Yeah. And alongside him, who are you putting alongside him? The obvious choice is probably Terry. I mean, are you going for that obvious choice?
Yes, I think we'll have to go for John Terry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what factor would you put Terry ahead of the rest of them?
Well, he's had a very traumatic off-the-field experience all through the season, but mostly it's not affected his play.
No.
It doesn't seem to do.
No.
The media have been at him all the time, but he seems to be most consistent when it really matters.
And do you think he's, of all the England players, do you think he is the man who's got the real desire?
Well, he reads the game and he's got a big understanding of Ferdinand.
Yeah. So that makes them a good combination.
Yes.
Yeah. Although players like Upson have done pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also in a not a very good side, very consistent side. Upson's had a very good season.
And do you think Fabio's going to take Ledley King along?
It's very debatable, that is. Very debatable. He's very good, but he's so injury prone. That's the problem.
Yeah. And when he plays, though, is he good enough when he actually plays?
He had a good game against Mexico.
Right. Okay. So we've got our back line. Who are we going to put in front of them in the midfield if we play a 4-4-2 formation?
Well, James Milner's had a wonderful season for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
I think he picks himself, in my opinion, but then Capella might think different.
He's very strong, always comes across for me, he's very strong, industrious,
Yes.
He works particularly hard, and he's always there. And as we said, with people like Rob Green, the consistency is something that other players across the middle four might not have.
No, they're slightly lacking in that sort of mental and physical fibre.
Okay, so who else are we going to put across the middle?
We've really got to take Steven Gerrard. Yes, he's got to be in.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think he'll be? He's had a very sort of up and down season, hasn't he?
Well, Liverpool have had an up and down season, but he seems to die for the cause.
Yeah, and I think that's what we need. I mentioned earlier about Terry; he would die for the cause.
Yes.
And do you think Gerrard would do the same?
Yeah, people are full of passion for the country.
And we need that. Yeah. So we've got Gerrard. We've got Milner. Who else?
Well, Michael Carrick's done no wrong for Manchester United. He's had a very, very good season.
Right.
And I think he's got to go.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got to go.
So that's really, if we're talking about on the pitch, he'll certainly go, and he's your first choice. That gives us three people. Now we've got people like Barry and Lampard who are going to be fighting for a place alongside others. Who would be your last first choice player on the pitch?
Well, Frank Lampard is so consistent at scoring goals from midfield, and he's kept it up prolifically for quite a few seasons. So, in that respect, he must be in the side as well.
Do you think he's come on in terms of consistency? During the European Championships, he never really turned up, did he?
No.
But do you think he's improved
It's his
enough?
turn to shine now.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, let's hope the World Cup is his time to shine. So, we've got a midfield. Now, up front, a lot of debate about up front. We all seem to be struggling, top-class strikers, don't we, really? And there's obvious choices, and then there are borderline sort of choices.
I've got no hesitation in picking Wayne Rooney and Peter Crouch.
Okay. Right, so Peter Crouch has always been a sort of a strange sort of figure, really. His record is fantastic, but he's never been consistently playing for his club, and even for England.
No.
But he's a goal scorer.
Yes.
He turns defences into bits, doesn't he?
Yes.
Because of his height, his presence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd go along with that. What about so we got Rooney. Rooney picked himself.
Yes, definitely.
What is it about Rooney? He's another die for the cause.
Yes, he's so passionate. Yes. Yeah.
And he works massively hard.
Yes.
Yeah. So Ben, Defoe, they're going to be a bit put out.
I think Defoe on the bench.
Yeah.
And of the midfielders on the bench, I'd have Sean Wright-Phillips, and Scott Parker, because he's had such a marvellous season with West Ham.
Yeah.
And he's another one that's been playing in a team that's had a job to survive, and he's he's been supreme in the role he's played.
Okay.
And the other defenders on the bench, I'd definitely have Jamie Carragher,
Yeah.
because he's been there and done it, and he's another one that'll die for the cause.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
that's my
So that's your team.
yeah, that's my squad of
Green, Johnson, Terry, Ferdinand.
Green, Ashley Cole,
Yeah.
Johnson,
Yeah.
Ferdinand and Terry,
Okay.
Milner, Lampard, Gerrard and Carrick.
Yeah.
And out of those midfielders on the bench, Joe Cole and Aaron Lennon.
Right. Yeah.
And the strikers pick themselves, but I'd have Defoe on the bench
Yeah.
in case of any crucial injuries.
Okay. So that's Rockin Johhny's team for the World Cup. The one that's going to win it this time, Johnny, perhaps.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
We've waited a long, long time for it.
Yeah, and which is why your song's called Victory Day.
Yes.
Not called Maybe, Perhaps,
No,
What If.
it's
Victory Day.
no good being pessimistic.
No.
Being optimistic
Yeah,
will perhaps get us there.
yeah.
And if it doesn't,
Well, if it doesn't, maybe those gutty, consistent players with a bit of flair and a bit of luck are going to get us there.
yeah. Thank you for watching the programme. Every second that you watch makes more money for Help for Heroes. Also, you can obtain it on a limited edition DVD, and we've also got a ringtone which can be obtained on rockinjohnnyAustin.com. Thank you very much. Sincere thanks.